What exactly is self-worth? Is it beauty, cuteness, sexiness, handsomeness, and being rich? I mean, having a lot of money. Well, that's what we will be addressing in this video. There are many perspectives when it comes to the subject of self-worth. Some see it as beauty, cuteness, sexiness, handsomeness, and being rich, being successful. Well, it's important for us to go to the fundamentals, to go to the basics, for us to have a better understanding of what really self-worth is. Self-worth is a result of self-discovery and self-identity. Self-worth is a result of discovering your true identity in God. It is knowledge, awareness, and realization that your self-image is His self-image. Therefore, your worth is His worth. He determines your worth since He is your essence, He is your substance, He is your very nature. You don't determine your worth. The worth of something is determined by the creator, is determined by the manufacturer, is determined by the authorized dealer. Hence, we are worth God. You cannot talk about self without talking about God. The same value and worth God has is the same value and worth you have, since He is your self-identity and self-image. There's a big difference between knowing and appreciating the value and the worth of God as a separate entity, and knowing that the same value and worth He has is your value and your worth. In this way, you are a partaker of His worth. You are a partaker of His nature. Acknowledging God doesn't have to change who you are in Him. Because of seeing ourselves through the body as humans, we think God is more valuable and worthy than us. It is good to acknowledge the value and the worth of God, but that doesn't mean you should see yourself as unvaluable and unworthy. Sin is the reason why we see ourselves through the body, through the flesh. Adam's fall has become our identity, when it's not. What is our original value and identity? In the beginning, God created us through Himself, which means He is our self-image and self-identity. We know that God is a spirit. He is not a body, which means that you are not a body, but a spirit. Jesus was God, a spirit living in a body. Being in body did not change who He was. It is the same thing with us. We don't have to see ourselves through the body because of Adam's sin, which reduced our identity to body or flesh. Now we think we are humans when it was not so in the beginning. Seeing ourselves through the body and through our environment is a result of Adam's sin. It's not who we really are. The purpose of Jesus coming was to restore us back to our original identity. Therefore, since Jesus came to restore us back to our original identity, we are supposed to see ourselves through God Himself, no longer through the body. Jesus was a spirit with a soul living in a body. A soul means he has a will, mind, and emotions. Spirits have a will, the decision-making power. They have a mind. God has a mind. He has thoughts, and He also has emotions. He can be sad, He can be happy, and He can be angry. these are not from the body, because a spirit is a separate entity. Spirits also have their own spiritual senses. So we either see life through the body, our five senses, or the spirit. Bodily senses are for the purpose of interacting with the environment, to touch, to hear, smell, taste, and to see, not for the purpose of our identity. They were not created for that purpose. Bodily senses are for the purpose of interacting with the environment, to touch, to hear, smell, taste, and to see, not for the purpose of our identity. They were not created for that purpose. Since you are a spirit, it means you should see yourself through God himself. God is not a religious entity, as some people have portrayed him. He is a spirit exactly like you, that you are born of and in a relationship with. Religion is a group of people who believe they are humans, trying to connect to God, who is a spirit. They don't know they are spirits. They don't know that it's who they are. It's not what you connect to or where you go to on Sunday. It's your identity. Well, let me not get ahead of myself. The subject of religion will have a series of its own. What worth is not. Your body being sexy, cute, and handsome is not your worth. If they are, it means that the day you get old, they will lose their relevance. You will no longer be valuable and worth it. What then will you stand on? Money and material possessions are not your worth. No amount of money can replace your true identity. That's why we have rich people who are empty and unfulfilled inside. It's only God who can fill that gap. Societal norms, values, standards, and culture are not your worth. That which society deem as being worthy, being muscular, having a sexy body, sleeping with many girls, all men wanting to sleep with you, money and education. We have people with degrees who hate themselves. That's why they think money and makeup can make them feel worthy. If media did not portray beauty and sexiness as worth, people were not going to have self-concept and self-worth. You think you are worth it because of what media has portrayed as worth. Sexiness, cuteness, and handsomeness. If not for media, you are not going to put so much work on these things. Imagine the work and money you are spending because of these things, all because of media. No matter the work and amount of money, you will always feel intimidated when you see someone more beautiful, cute, sexy, handsome, and rich. It's a pity that no amount of these things can really fulfill you and make you whole. You depend on people's approval and compliments to feel worthy, and you're intimidated and insecure when you see someone more sexy, cute, handsome, and rich. Some people depend on other people to feel loved and worthy. Their worth is determined by others, either their boyfriend or girlfriend, wife or husband. If their partners cheat, they will also cheat, which means their value and worth is determined by the next person. All along, they thought they loved themselves and they are worth it until he or she cheated, which then revealed their true standing to show that they were standing on that person. Many stress and lose themselves because people determine their worth. There's no person or material possessions in this earth that can fill the space or gap that only God is supposed to fill. The reason these things are called self-love, self-worth, self-esteem is because they come from you, God himself. Moving from place to place, relationship to relationship, friendship to friendship will not solve this problem. Even money itself, it can only get rid of poverty. It cannot give you self-worth. Once you understand that you are a spirit, you'll begin to understand that beauty is not something that is physical. We have people who look beautiful on the outside, but inside there's something else. It's just a matter of time. You see their true colors. The way God defines beauty is not the same way people define it. People define it according to the body because they see everything through the body. To God, beauty refers to the real person. It refers to your spirit, not your body, because these two are two separate entities. That's why we have people who, according to the standards of society of beauty, we can say they are not beautiful or good looking. But when you look at the person, she's beautiful. Her beauty comes from the inside, expressed outwardly. That is real beauty, not people who look beautiful from the outside, but inside there's something else. Beauty has got nothing to do with how we look, but everything to do with who we are. Seeing yourself through the body, sexiness, cuteness, handsomeness, and money is the reason why you have poor self-image, poor self-concept, self-worth, self-love, and self-confidence. This is all because of what mass media has portrayed worth as. Let the body serve its original purpose and let identity have its way. Once you discover and know your worth in God, the search and the race for people and things to make you feel worthy will stop. Too often we say God is beautiful and worthy, but we are not referring to something that is physical. It is the same thing with you. It is the same thing with us. Imagine saying God is beautiful and worthy, and yet you hate yourself. You can't even tell yourself that you are beautiful and worthy. You've told yourself that you are ugly and unworthy because of mass media. What a tragedy. Take back all the negativity, all the insults and mistreatment against yourself. Tell yourself you are beautiful and you are worth it because you are made in the image of God. Forget about what your family, friends, and society has said. From now on, accept, embrace, and appreciate who you really are. It is time to heal. Remember, how you see yourself determines how you treat yourself. You are beautiful and you are worth it. This is not motivation. This is not hope. This is not encouragement. It is the truth. From now on, see yourself through God. Treat yourself the way you treat God. The same worth God has is the same worth you have. From now on, your worth is no longer determined by your body, by money, and societal values and standards. It is no longer determined by mass media. It is no longer determined by people's approval, opinions, and compliments, but God Himself. Look at yourself through God and say, I am beautiful and worth it. When you know you are worthy, you feel worthy no matter how you look, who you are with, how much money you have, and the degree you have. On our next video, we will be addressing self-love in full detail. Don't miss it for anything. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and share it with others. If you have not done so already, don't forget to subscribe so that you can get more of our content. We upload 3 times a week, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to follow It's All About Relationships on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.